Not Worth the Time with Wade Taylor. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Not Worth the Time. We're here. We're doing it. It's been another glorious 2 weeks. Man, are you guys feeling good? Did you feel good about the month of January? Did you try to be dry throughout it? Did you just try not drinking and just try to stay away from any kind of fluids? And you're just, you look like a raisin now. You're just dehydrated as hell. You took it a step further. You did a full-on just fast. You were protesting something like you were Gandhi, okay? You look like a raisin right now because you took dry January just one step farther. Water, you didn't need water. I don't know what you did to stay alive. If you made it through dry January, drying yourself out completely, well, goddamn, you're a trooper and probably a statistical anomaly. You should get yourself checked out. You should have blood work done because you shouldn't have survived that much time without water. You might be in some kind of horrifying state of death at this point. You need to go get fluids put in you by a professional so they can monitor your intake so you don't kill yourself with rehydration, which is a scary thing that can happen. Fucking nuts that there are people who you can die from eating too much or drinking too much water if you've been in a starvation setting for too long. The human body, man, it's crazy that you can swing that hard. You could go from There's got to be at least one case out there. At this point, everything's happened at least once, I feel like, in the course of human history, right? So there's got to be at least one case of a very obese person getting stranded and going through a period of starvation where they go through all that, right? They can't really hunt because they're overweight and don't feel that good, so it's harder to so they forage for food, but they lose all the weight in that aspect, but then they go through a long stretch of period where they can't find food and they're still losing weight, so they've used all the reserves fat, and then they go into starvation mode, and then they have to be remonitored so they don't overindulge and kill themselves by overfilling their stomach. There's got to be at least one case of that. There's got to be somebody out there who went through that, and that would be hell. That would be hell. I hope that's not how your January went. I hope you guys had a good January. Hope you started off on the right foot. I hope everybody had took their goals and aspirations and just had a nice, pleasant time, okay? I hope you started the year off on a good foot. I did. I feel like I've started on a really good foot. Been having a good time so far in 2025, okay? Trying to look at the sunshine and just stay positive, That's what we're here. 2025, the year being positive. That's what we're trying to do. And I'm trying to find positivity, guys, in even situations where I used to complain and bitch. I'm still going to complain and bitch. That's half of this podcast is me complaining and bitching. But still trying to find the positives in things and look at things from a better perspective, right? I'll start off a good example. I had to get car work done. And if you've ever listened to any episode of this show, or if you're a new listener to this show, there's nothing more that infuriates me more than getting car work done. I think everybody hates it. I don't think there's a single person on this earth other than a mechanic who just loves working on his baby, his favorite car of all time. It's his first car. He somehow has kept it all these years, and he's a real grease monkey, that guy, and he loves getting out there. That's his meditation, is breaking down the carburetor and taking apart the transmission and rebuilding it. That's his Rubik's Cube. It's his puzzle. It's his oasis, is that garage. And he gets complaints, being too loud, listening to Seether while he's redoing his carburetor. But you know what? That's that guy's time. And he earned that garage time by doing his job and just wanting to have a peaceful time. So let that guy work on this carburetor. Those are the only people who enjoy car work, right? If you're actually doing it yourself and you enjoy that as a hobby. Otherwise, the rest of us, it's a chore. It's a chore, and we don't like it, I just don't like it because The cars now that we get, anything newer than 2008, I swear you can't do a lot of like the standard maintenance on yourself. And like, I'm not trying to do oil changes. It's too messy. I've done it before. I just It's not my thing. I hate it. It's worth the premium to go have somebody else do it. And I know there's probably some dudes out there like, oh man, it doesn't even take that hard. You just need a grease pan. It's not that hard to do an oil change. It's not. I know it's not. I just don't want to do it. I take pride in the fact that I know how to do it. I can figure it out. I can undo a filter. I can pull the plug, let it drain out. Apply a new filter. Let the engine run. I've done it. Done it, man. Been there. I was one of those last generations where we took shop class and we learned how to do a couple things. Learned how to turn a wrench or two in my day, okay? I was part of that generation still, okay? We still had it, believe it or not. In the class of 2010, I can at least say with certainty had an opportunity to take shop. Was it required? No. Was 2 years of Spanish required? Yes. And I don't remember a lick of Spanish, unfortunately. I know cerveza. But I remember kind of how to take apart and do an oil change. So don't be coming at me with that. So I don't I just hate that you can't do a lot of regular car maintenance anymore. Like changing my battery out. That's what I was going to do. I needed a new battery in the car. And anything newer than 2008, I swear to God, they put stuff in the craziest spots, and you can't just get to stuff. I tried to help my brother replace his headlight in his car. Like, not even just a headlight, just a bulb. And you had to go through the wheel well and do this whole. It was an insane process. Like you couldn't just move the fucking headlight out a little bit, unpop the thing, and put it in. You had to go through the back wheel well or take off the whole side panel. It's ridiculous to replace a light bulb. Now he's got to go somewhere and probably have $150 worth of labor done just to get a light bulb in his headlight. It's stupid. That's how it was with my fucking battery. It required a taking apart a part above it, and then because of all the computer systems, if you don't have the right little hookup, it resets all of the computer settings within your car. And yeah, I have some technical ability, but I can't mix mechanical and technical while trying to do a project, okay? You can't make me do both. My brain is segmented, okay? All right? I got compartments up here. If I'm doing a task, my mind's palace there's a hallway, and you're like, hey, wait, you need to go do car stuff. I'm like, okay, let me go to the car stuff door. And my mind walks down to the hallway. Now, if you go, oh, by the way, Wade, we also mixed in laptop maintenance with your car. So you're also going to have to figure out how to reprogram the car on top of that. Well, now I'm running down the hallways because that's way down the hallway, the laptop stuff. So my little brain person is running up and down the hallway trying to go back and forth between information. That's just going to cause an overload, and that's when people start throwing wrenches at people. That's when tools start flying, is when you start going, hey, why don't I combine two of those maintenance things in one? Okay, I shouldn't have to hire and be a grease monkey and an IT person at the same time. Okay, that's called a project. I'm not a car manufacturer, okay? I'm not bringing a team. I'm not trying to assemble a team in order to do maintenance on my cars. So, I did take it in and just get the battery done, okay? At least it's done. I didn't have to do with the computer settings, although they did fuck up putting my clock on, right? Like, I had to reset the clock. They didn't keep it. I don't know what they did, but they fucked it up. So I did that. But the positive, right? That was just me ranting. I did keep it positive. I'm trying to stay positive here. I know that was a long rant. That was about 7 minutes of nothing but complaining and ranting. But there is a positive, right? So I sat in the waiting room, like as you do, or most sane people do, And I've been trying to stay off my phone a lot when I'm in these kind of situations. As you guys know, do stand-up comedy. I've been bringing my notebook. I've been bringing my little detective's notepad that I got. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling a real official these days, you guys. There's nothing like flipping this bad boy open and being like, oh, what kind of jokes do I got today? Yeah, feeling like a detective on Law and Order, baby, as I'm filling out jokes. You can call me a dick, like I'm Dick Tracy, yo. But I sit in there and I've been like using that or just like, spacing off, just being bored, just trying to be bored more often and being a more observant of my surroundings too. And I, sitting in there, minding my own business, and people are coming in and out of the waiting room, and I see this older couple come in, and they're obviously getting their car worked on, so they sit down, and they sit over by 2 chairs, right? And there's a table in between them, and they sit on both sides of it. And, normally you find that strange. You're just like, huh, why would they just not sit right next to each other? Most couples, right next to it, they don't use a table to space in between each other. That's for at home. When you have the his and her recliners, you have the table in between. That's what that's for. But they did an elite level move for waiting, and I was just so appreciative of this. I appreciate this move so much. Guys, they were playing Yahtzee while waiting for their car to get done. That's a pro move, guys. That is underrated, is bringing games for waiting rooms, okay? Forget scrolling through Instagram. You've seen it all, okay? You're watching this right now. I'm going to cut a clip for Instagram right now. You're watching Instagram right now in a waiting room. Stop it, okay? Go get a deck of cards and play war with somebody. Just a random person in the waiting room. It's like, hey, you want to play a war? Yeah, you're going to have a lot of people look at you like you're crazy. Then you're going to get one person who's going to be looking at their phone and get snapped out of the matrix and go, yeah, I would like to play war. And then you're gonna sit down and have a good conversation, have some fun playing that card. You know what? Fucking play gin rummy or something. Yeah, but bring some dice. Just bring 2 dice and start throwing craps in the fucking lobby, dude. Let's turn the Toyota dealership into a fucking gambling ring. Okay, let's bring back social gambling. Do you know what? Yeah, gambling. There's nothing wrong with gambling. Gambling with casinos is the problem, guys. Yeah, you got to keep the money with the people. Bet head to head. Stop letting these bookies take your money. Start letting some rando in the Toyota parking lot take your money, okay? Hell, dude, you do well enough in the service area throwing dice one day, all of a sudden you got a down payment for a new car, and then you just trade in while you're there. Boom. That's how you deal with waiting rooms, dude. I think people need to start bringing board games, and they have pocket-sized board games for fucking everything now. Every game. I've seen pocket versions of Yahtzee. I've seen pocket versions of, I think I've seen a Monopoly one. What else have I seen? I've seen a pocket version of Guess Who. They make them all, dude. You can find all sorts of ones. And then just having a deck of cards. You can play so many games with a single deck of cards. This should be the way we need to start doing things. All waiting rooms need to just start looking like a craft brewery setup. Every craft brewery you go into has board games just sitting in the middle of the fucking place for some reason. I don't know why that became a thing associated with breweries, but they always have just a plethora of board games for you to go in and drink a dragon fruit IPA and play Settlers of Catan for some reason. They love that shit. And that's what we need to start doing in every waiting room. It's just playing games, Think about it being at a doctor's office. You're just playing King's Crown for one. You're playing around a King's Crown before you're going in to get a diagnosis. At least you get one win before you get a fucking bad news from the doc about the diabetes. I applaud those people, dude. They didn't pull out their cell phone once. I watched them. I wanted to go over and ask if I could play. I love playing Yahtzee, dude. That's one of my favorite games, and I don't get to play it anymore because my fiance thinks I cheat at it somehow. I wish I knew how I did. Because if I knew how I was winning so much, I would do it all the time. I don't know. I just let the dice talk. I'm like Yu-Gi-Oh with dice. It's in the heart of the dice. Yeah. It's an elite level move, dude, is using board games in the waiting room. Can't recommend it enough. I'm not doing it right now, but I'm going to start carrying a deck of cards places. I'm about to become that dude. I'm going to decentralize all of my stuff. That's why I already got my notebook right here, dude. I have a note in my app on my phone, but I've started doing this. I'm going to start carrying a deck of cards, carry a yo-yo. I'm just going to look like an insane person for I don't even know what century we're in now, the 21st century, I guess, still. But I'm going to look insane for society, just walking around doing yo-yo tricks, trying to play cards with people. I'm going to play 3-card money. Make some money. Pay for that car battery next time while I'm in the lobby. Just doing illegal gambling moves. That's the ticket, you guys. So, shout out to those people for inspiring me, and I hope they inspired you guys. Just start doing something a little different in waiting rooms. That's all I'm saying. Nothing weird. Don't be one of those weirdos who do others. They don't take what I just said and be like, "Oh, you said do something weird." No, you know what I mean. Just have some fun. Go meet a stranger and play a card game. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? Don't just give them a fake name. Everybody, let's play games under fake names so nobody gets stalked or hurt or that's what you got to do. Just got to give fake names. But you still got to protect your anonymity, okay? Yeah, you got a fake profile on Instagram. You might as well have a fake profile in life. You know what I mean? Gotta have aliases. All right. Well, that's enough of that. See, positives though, guys. I found the positive in that thing, and that's what we're trying to do. I guess it's time to jump into what we found this week. Sorry, let me get this thing set up here. We're gonna find about what I found for. There we go. Hey, there it is. For what I found this week for the story. So this week, I was just trying to find something fun, a little entertaining and stuff, and I hadn't done a conspiracy theory one in a while. But I found this thing, and it made me laugh, because I found this on multiple news sources. One of them being CNN, and then now we're reading the Newsweek one. But this shit rules so hard, you guys. So, check this out. Mysterious supercontinent inside Earth challenges mantle theory. All right, here's a video here. I guess we'll watch it. Let's see. Plate tectonics shaping our continents may be the original mass of billions of years. This collision may have created blots of material near the Earth's core, influencing the tectonic plate movement. Okay. Plate tectonics explain the structure and the motion of the Earth's lithospheres divided for several small plates. Okay, these plates have been moving for billions of years, reshaping the Earth's land masses for supercontinents such as Pangea. Okay, I thought this was going to have more people talking. We'll read the info to you. 2 enormous supersized islands found buried beneath the Earth's mantle are challenging our ideas on our planet's inner working. These unexpected regions of the Earth's inner appear to be hotter and older than other structures nearby that are known for sunken tectonic plates, possibly being around 500 million years old, according to a new paper in the journal Natural. Dude, okay, I'll be honest. When I first read this, too, when I first saw the thing, I bit it like I was a conspiracy theorist, because I thought, God damn, dude, did this conspiracy theory of hollow earth theory just get proven correct, and conspiracy theorists are like, count another one from downtown? I don't think this is necessarily completely confirming what they think, but it is interesting to call it a supercontinent. When you think of continents, like we just think of things as how we've labeled things as of today. So like a continent is just like it's Australia, the North America, South America, all that shit. Which I never understand how Europe's its own continent when it's attached to Asia. I never understood that. Anyway, this indicates that the Earth's mantle might not work the way we think it does. It may be less fast flowing or well mixed than anticipated. These ancient buried supercontinents, known to scientists as large low seismic velocity providences. Jesus Christ. As somebody who's a moron, speaking on behalf of the moron community, can scientists ever just name something a single word? Or is it just that, like, everything, like, continent's taken now, so you gotta call it a supercontinent, and we just have to keep adding stuff now because we've used all the simple words. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Just... Can you give me, other than, like, I get that this is supposed to be your attempt. The LLSVPs that's your attempt to shorten it up for a moron such as myself. But you can do better. You're scientists. You're supposed to be smarter than, and I get that you're smarter than me. That's why you're using 9 words to describe a thing. But, come on. You're getting more wordy than fucking Hemingway. Okay, you like that little thunk? You heard that on the mic. That's the water hitting my metal water bottle here. Because I'm so health conscious, I won't drink from a plastic water bottle. You shouldn't drink from a plastic water bottle. You get plastic in your balls. Oh, we're found lurking below Africa. Lurking? Why? I don't like how that's the weird one. Lurking below Africa. These continents were scheming under Africa. Soon we will have our way with the continent of Africa and the Pacific Ocean. Entombed 1,200 miles below the surface of the Earth. Now, what is considered the surface? What's the deal with the surface of the Earth? Is the surface at the bottom of the ocean, or are we on the surface? That is a true question. I have no idea what is technically considered the Earth's surface. It's got to be what's below the ocean. Like the ocean floor is the surface, I would guess. So I guess the Marianas Trench, which is the deepest part of the ocean that we know of, is technically that part of it's the surface, right? Yeah? If you're a scientist and you listen to this podcast, comment and let me know. You probably don't. If you're a scientist and you listen to this, God help us, They discover after physicists analyze the waves of the earthquakes traveling through these regions of the Earth. It is weird to think there's always just earthquakes happening and they're just always measuring them. In ultrasound that can reveal a structure deep within our bodies, so can measure the subtle changes to the speed and direction of the seismic waves revealed what lies deep beneath our feet. Nobody knew what they are. That's a weird sentence. Nobody knew what they are and whether they are only temporary phenoms or if they have been sitting there for millions, perhaps even billions of years. Co-author and seismologist professor, I'm going to call him AD, of UU in the Netherlands. Oh man, yeah, dude. I'm sorry. I apologize. There's a lot of these like foreign scientists. I can't pronounce American scientists' name half the time. I'm a example of a failure of the U.S. education system. or it's the plastic in your brain that's causing you to have developmental mental capabilities. Yeah, I can't wait to blame all of my stuff on fucking plastic in my brain, and that's why I can't read. Um, so that's an interesting statement, though. So right there, they're kind of admitting that, like, so whatever readings they're getting from these seismographs, they don't know if they're just anomalies that happen, like somebody was eating a donut and a sprinkle fell on the little thing and created a little, hey, look, it looks deeper. Or, I don't know. I don't think they are using the paper little squiggly line things anymore to represent that. I hope they're a little more digital. Or maybe they don't do digital, because then it would possibly go offline if an earthquake hit hard enough. I don't know. There are two large islands that are surrounded by a graveyard of tectonic plates. Whoa. A graveyard of tectonic plates, which have been transported there by a process called subduction, which one tectonic plate dives below another and sinks all the way from the Earth's surface down to the depths of almost 3,000 kilometers. Yo, so it's just your tectonic plates are getting dominated. There's a hierarchy for for everything, dude. Even the surface of the Earth is like, yeah, but I'm top shit now. Dude, there's this old tectonic plates just getting pushed down. Wait. Well, and I guess this makes sense, and this is going to sound dumb because, yet again, moron, failure of the education system. That means the Earth just keeps somehow expanding, and it just keeps growing out then, right? Like, that's also what it's doing? It's creating, but you can't create mass. You can, I forget how math works. I don't know. I'm not going to try to math this for me. I'm going to give up and trying to understand something. What I probably said there made absolutely no goddamn sense. Mr. Taylor, what you said was just nothing but incoherent rambling, and we are now all dumber for having heard it. Plate subduction is a geographical process where one tectonic plate moves beneath another as they converge. This typically occurs when the plate's boundaries, where two plates collide with descending plate, typically in the oceanic plates, being forced downwards into the mantle beneath the less dense plate. Okay. According to the new research, these sunken supercontinents appear to be different from the surrounding remains of the subducted crust, as they are much hotter. We know for years that these islands were located at the boundary between the Earth's core and the mantle, and we see that the seismic waves slow down there. Okay. Interesting. However, the hot temperatures of the LLSVPs cannot fully explain the properties of the seismic waves they were hearing emitting from these regions deep within the Earth. Researchers suggest that the buried supercontinents regions must also be made of much larger mineral grains than the buried subduct crust, which would explain the difference in waves they observed. Subducting tectonic plates that end up in the slab graveyard consist of small grains because they are recrystallizing on their journey deep into the Earth. A small grain size means that a large number of grains, and therefore there are also a large number of boundaries between the grains, D explains. I have no idea what any of that means, you guys. But I did, while I was reading that, just kind of think of something that does make sense. It does make sense that I'm sure whatever he said there, if I didn't stumble it the whole time and you guys actually understood it. By the way, if you want to read this, all the links in the description down below, so you can read for yourself and not listen to a moron butcher it the whole time and stop in between. You can just read what an actual scientist said. But I think it makes sense to me that like the tectonic plates are going down and under and stuff is going down towards, and it's constantly being pushed and going down because the Earth's core is molten rock and volcanoes and all that jazz, like in order to create new land, are ever erupting volcanoes. So it makes sense that over time, different minerals, dirt, rock, magma, all that stuff has to kind of recycle itself. So it goes down, it either comes up, and then after time it goes back down and melts because of the heat of the Earth's core, and then comes back up via the pressure. Damn, I think I finally understood a third grade Earth exam. Sometimes you gotta relearn this shit, dude. You get bogged down with the fact that you gotta pay taxes, and you forget that you're standing on molten lava. And then your nieces and nephews one day come home from school and they go, we're standing on a fiery ball is underneath the Earth's core, and it shoots out magma, and then you go, yeah, these kids are right. They are scared of this, and they should be. Like, I forgot about it, and I think it's because it's it's dumb. So yeah, here's the whole thing. So okay, here I like this thing. So here's this, and here's the subcontinent slab going down into the Earth's core, melting, and then the LVSPs, build up a little thing, and then blah blah, and they shoot up outside. Okay, and that's the slow wave speed, hot. And then the fast wave speed is cold. Okay. Just like the mineral structure on the Earth's surface, like crystals and stalactites, large minerals grains within the Earth take a lot longer to grow. This, therefore, indicates that the LLSVPs are much older than the sunken tectonic plates surrounding them. These larger grains, subsequently older structure, also imply that they are not involved in the conversion of flow of the mantle, meaning that the mantle may not be as well mixed as we first thought. Okay, this discovery hopes to help geopsychologists. Right? Geopsychologists? I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. I fucking suck. Better understand how volcanoes around the world evolve. And also understood other phenomena at the Earth's surface, such as volcanism and mountain building. Yeah, that's true. The Earth's mantle is the engine that drives all of the phenomena. Take, for example, the mantle plumes, which are the large bubbles of hot material that rise from the Earth's deep interior in the lava lamp. Wow, there's a thing in the Earth's surface called the lava lamp. I need to look into that. When these plumes reach the surface, they result in volcanic foaming, spewing forth lava like they have recently had in Hawaii and Iceland. We think the mantle plumes originate the edges of the LLPs. Okay, interesting. See, dudes and dudettes, that's fucking fascinating. And I never would have thought about that. And it's there are just pockets of the Earth down there that are like just hanging out. So technically, that whole like going beneath the Earth's surface like that, we could go probably pretty goddamn deep and find that. But you definitely won't go down there and get stuck by some liquid hot magma. But man, that's fascinating. And guys, if you found that fascinating, you should go over to punninggame.com. That's right, punninggame.com is where you can find this show, which has other episodes with other weird articles and fun topics, just like this one, where you can learn something you probably didn't want to waste your time learning about. But I did it for you. So go over to punninggame.com. Check out this show. You got also Who Gives a F, myself, Nathan, and then a back catalog of a ton of other shows we've had on the website over the years. There's, at this point, thousands of hours of content over there for you to listen to stuff. So go check that out. And a lot of fun stuff over there. And while you're over there, don't forget to go to the Punning Game shop where you can get yourself t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers, all sorts of cool stuff to represent your favorite shows here at punninggame.com. So get something nice over there. And then, guys, Comic Wade Taylor on YouTube. If you want to watch me struggle to read that stuff, or you watch me flip out about fixing cars and shit like that, damn, you can head over to the youtube.com and search Comic Wade Taylor. You can find this show, Who Gives a F, and then clips of my stand-up, and I'm posting some sketches that I'm doing. Also, follow me on Instagram, Wade Taylor _WGAF. That's Wade Taylor _WGAF. All of that stuff is in the description of this episode down below. So follow me there. It's where I'm posting funny videos and just fun content. Just trying to spread my funness, just trying to get joy to the world, So go check all that out. So guys, thank you for listening to Not Worth the Time. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. And remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do.